Okay, so we have some new rules. Some of these things have been tabled for a future date, and some have been outright rejected. Some rule changes. So, a lot to get into. Let's start off with the one that has definitely been getting the most attention, which is the tush push thing, which has been tabled and will be discussed again at the May meetings. Apparently, according to Rappaport, it could be pushed even more forward. There is another deadline it could be pushed to, which I have to say, maybe it's just me, but I feel like this is a play that teams are going to want to know if they should be implementing or not. We can't be tabling this for too long, right? I mean, for the Eagles, I'm assuming. Listen, we're not in training camp yet or anything like that, but I'm assuming there could be personnel changes teams make if the tush push is legal or illegal. You would want to know that ahead of time, I would think. So definitely, I think that I would like it if we were, we would know this earlier, but ultimately we will not. Another thing that has been tabled is the Lions' proposal to, if the wildcard team has a better record than the division leader, the wildcard team would get the home game, which we'll see if that gets accepted or not. But again, the fact that these things are at least tabled shows that there is some people that are arguing in favor of it being banned. So these are things that could happen for sure. Whereas some things got outright rejected. One of the things that I was disappointed about to see get rejected was the Lions proposed a rule change that they would get rid of automatic first downs on defensive holding and illegal contact penalties. Unfortunately, that did not pass. I think that would be cool because sometimes those can be annoying, but ultimately I understand why that doesn't pass. So yeah, those are the things that didn't happen. Now for the things that did. So there's some just like, logistical things like roster management stuff, which I don't think we really need to get into, but there's really three major rule changes that have been approved as of today. The first one is, once again, we have more kickoff rule changes. We can't seem to figure this thing out. So now the kickoff play, what happens is that if it's there's been a change, I guess two changes to this. First, the players, instead of being kind of 5 yards off, are going to be closer to each other prior to the ball getting kicked, which seems interesting to me. So it'll be closer to a regular play. Also, the kind of bigger one is if the ball goes into a touchback, the ball's going to be put up to the 35-yard line, which at this point, it's crazy. I remember thinking at the 25-yard line, that was pretty massive. Now the 35-yard line, essentially the idea, I think, is they don't want touchbacks. This is the opposite of why they originally moved it to the 25-yard line. When they moved it to the 25-yard line, they wanted to increase touchbacks. Moving it to the 35-yard line, at this point, if you're kicking the ball off, you can't just give them the ball at the 35-yard line. So they're trying to increase returns, and what will also happen, though, in doing that is you won't kick the ball as far. Guys won't take it out of the end zone, so the returns themselves are going to be further down the field. Once again, the NFL awarding offense, which is kind of what they do. I think we're overthinking this stuff a little bit. I kind of have always liked the idea of just turn it into a punt. A punt's a safe play. A punt's an exciting play. Have it be a punt instead of a kickoff like that. If the kickoff is a dangerous play and we want to get rid of that, then let's just get rid of it instead of doing this 1 foot in, 1 foot out thing. But I'm sure people will disagree with that as well. Can't please everybody, so it is what it is. The NFL is doing their best, but yeah. Two other interesting rule changes. So one, and I would love to know more details on this, which just haven't come out yet, but there is going to be an expansion of instant replay's ability to advise the on-field officials on specific objective aspects of a play and or to address game administration issues when clear and obvious video evidence is present. So again, assume I'm reading this correctly, this is not saying that on a challenge there is an expansion of anything. The things that you can challenge are still the things that you can challenge. The things that you can't challenge are still the things that you can't challenge. But essentially, there's the Patrick Mahomes, some of those Patrick Mahomes plays, right, where live, it kind of looks like he gets hit in a helmet. The ref throws the flag, and then on the replay, we see, oh no, he actually didn't get hit. In a way that would warrant a flag. Although I believe in those, they said that would be a flag would be warranted. But you get the idea, right? Let's just there was a Kirk Cousins play last year where live it kind of looked like he got hit up in the head, but on replay it turned out he didn't. He got hit in like the shoulder area. So okay, that shouldn't have been a flag, but the flag was thrown anyway. What this would now allow, again, assuming I'm reading this correctly and assuming this is covered in the rules, because we don't have those posted yet, this would now mean that someone who was just watching the game as a replay official could essentially Bluetooth down to someone who's on the field and say, hey, pick up that flag. It wasn't a penalty. That I also believe in this scenario, again, we'll see the rules. I'm not sure if you can do it to add a penalty, but I wonder if part of what could happen here was the Sam Darnold play against the Rams where Darnold was sacked, but he was clearly grabbed by the face mask. The ref missed it, and that ended the game for the Vikings. In this scenario, now maybe you could throw a flag because the replay official sees it. So again, we'll have to just wait and see when the exact details of how that works comes out. But that could be, I think, very helpful. And what I like about it too is it's not slowing the game down anymore. We're not going to stop anything. You can't extend a play, and I do wonder if this again is going to result in more. Let's hurry up to the line and snap the ball before the replay official can see something, because that might be a strategy. But ultimately, you're not going to slow the game down by doing this, and it could get calls right. So where's the harm in it? The other one, the third one, which could end up being the most consequential, is the change to overtime rules. So this is as a Tampa Bay fan, we played a lot of overtime last year and had a lot of, the coin toss was a big part of our season. Here you have that's going to be less of a point. So it's still a 10-minute overtime period, but now both teams will get a chance to possess the ball, which is good and bad. Because, again, just the numbers on it it's a significant advantage to win the coin toss. It's not a guaranteed victory, but it's a significant advantage. I think teams that win the coin toss have about a 55% chance to win, and then there's some ties in there as well. So I think it's like a 12% jump from if you win the coin toss going on to win the game. That's a lot, right? That's a significant chunk. Most football games don't have a play that has that big of an impact. So a coin toss being that important, for me at least, I don't like it. Some people do like it. Okay, you're entitled to your opinion. It is totally subjective, but I don't like it. So I like making that not as important anymore. Making a coin toss not be the most important part of a potential play. Here's what I don't love is, and I guess I'm curious about how this could work. Only a 10-minute overtime period. How well is this going to work out, I guess? If a team goes down the field and scores a touchdown, if the other team then goes down the field and they score a touchdown, that overtime period is going to basically be done, right? It might be done. That might be the end of it, and you could get a lot more ties in this scenario, which that's not inherently a bad thing, but I guess I'd rather more ties than a more unfair system, so I guess it works, but also, could you get a lot more of the team that wins the coin toss still having success because there's still a little bit of time left, they get the last possession, or could you get the opposite? I don't know. It's an interesting situation, but ultimately, I think it's better. I think it's better for the game, and what probably would happen is if the opening team scores a touchdown, the second team then scores a touchdown, they would probably always go for two in that situation, which, again, you could argue then isn't the first team kind of not getting a fair shake at it, but they get the advantage as well of potentially getting a third possession, so I think it all kind of evens out that way. We'll have to see. Maybe something will get we have to see it in practice, right? We don't know how it's going to work, but ultimately, I think I'm a fan of this. But yeah, those are my thoughts on it. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.